Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a long-awaited episode of Fourth and Forever, a Roundtable sports production, real coverage from real fans. And I know that I'm speaking for everybody on this panel when we tell you we missed you dearly. But I will tell you that I sincerely enjoyed my partial vacation last week. We're still doing quite a bit behind the scenes, but it's so good that we are ready, especially as rookies are beginning to report to training camp. Football is back. Spam Roundtable Sports emojis in the chat for all of our members in here. Spam what team you're currently representing. It's time to talk a little ball. TD, how was your quasi vacation last week? Talk to me.
Quasi vacation. It was great, man. Spent some time with my parents. We go to Key West every year. It was a good time. We did some fishing, and we did some. We didn't really go out. The weather was pretty bad on the ocean, so we didn't go out. We did a lot of fishing around Key West and different areas and stuff, and we did very well, man. I think we caught 97 snappers, so that was pretty dope.
Oh, damn, look at that, man.
Snappers 97 in 3 days. Damn it, between 10 inches and 15 inches, And
so I got to get you out here in the Panhandle, man. There's some great fishing out here, bro.
Yeah, man, it's what I do, man.
There's some great fishing out here, man. I love to hear it. Richie, how was your vacation, man? I missed you, bro. First off, you barely called me. You barely called me. I normally get a phone call from Richie like once a day.
I was unplugging, Dan.
Yo, what you say?
Yeah,
I was unplugging a little bit still.
That's good. That's good. I hope that all of us unplugged, had an extended 4th of July vacation. But how was yours, Richie?
Why, you're expecting me to call, Dan? You missed me? You wanted me to call you?
Oh, yeah, man. I was staring at my phone for hours, my friend. I was depressed.
Oh, don't worry. That's only going to start from here on out.
Oh, great,
you're going to hear from me 3 times a day minimum. But listen, man, it was a great time. I did miss this show. I missed Fourth and Forever. And, there's really not a lot to talk about last week. So I think it was a good time for us to take a break. And I'm also noticing a lot of networks are taking breaks. Colin Cowherd is on a break forever. I'm watching my usual programs, and they're all the host that I'm used to is not there. They're on vacation, so it's kind of normal for hosts of network shows, at this time of the year, taking some time off, and that's what we did, folks. But now that training camp is here, and rookies are reporting, and the next week everything is gonna be crazy. Bullets are gonna start flying. Preseason football. Roundtable Sports back in action. Ooh, it's really exciting, man. Just from a Roundtable Sports standpoint, forget about the Jets, forget about all of our teams. We're really, really excited about this season. It's going to be the best season yet from a content perspective, and we got a lot of things behind the scenes that we're working on. So make sure you guys hit that like button. Fourth and Forever to the moon, man. We want this show to be the flagship show on the internet that you guys are used to seeing, at this time, mid-afternoon, Fourth and Forever Live, to react to whatever's going on around the NFL. We want that to be this show right here, and you guys can help us out by subscribing, sharing the show everywhere, liking it every single day. Let's get into business, baby. Let's do it.
Let's get into business. And speaking of business, man, we can thank the Houston Texans / the Cleveland Browns for technically screwing the entire NFL. In case you didn't realize, just months ago, they fully guaranteed the contracts of wide receiver Jaden Higgins of the Houston Texans and Carson Schweschinger of the Cleveland Browns. First time in NFL history where a contract was fully guaranteed. Well, let me tell you what. 30 of the 32 second-round picks are unsigned, and we didn't think that there was going to be much of a domino effect, but on Saturday, when LA Chargers rookies were set to report to camp, their second-round pick, Trey Harris, is officially holding out because he wants his guaranteed money as well. And reports all across the NFL is all of us are going to be dealing with this tomorrow when rookies are set to appear. Thoughts on this? What is going on? Whose fault is this? Is this NIL money in college? Is this the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns trying to be cute? Richie, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, the Texans set a precedent, and now everyone's all focused on Shamar Stewart, and he's like the center of attention when it comes to an unsigned rookie. But there's so many players that are not signed yet that needs to be talked about, starting with the second-round picks. The Jets tight end, Mason Taylor, he has not signed. And I'm wondering, is he going to hold out? Are we going to see a holdout with him? Everybody in the NFL that has a second round pick, besides 2, are unsigned. So there's obviously something that the agents and those players and their camps are holding on. They're holding on to something. They're standing on business, and they're trying to get a fully guaranteed contract. It's just wild, man. We're seeing so much fully protected stuff, and I don't know. It's really weird. This is an era of the NFL that I think players have never had more power, and they're trying to maintain that power from the league.
So what do you think about that, TD? So what should we expect tomorrow? Should all 30 of them be no-shows / holdouts? What do you think?
Absolutely. They all need to stay home, except the 2 that did sign. What this has nothing to do with NIL. It's these players making a stand. It's time to start giving us some guaranteed money. These are low numbers, okay? But it's a significant amount of money where you have to make better decisions as an organization. When you really look at it, the agents are colluding here, and it's smart for them to do so. Ever since that news, which we didn't talk about, which we need to talk about unless I wasn't here when we did, how the NFL colluded against Lamar Jackson getting his fully guaranteed contract. When that was discovered, the agents need to start to make sure that they collude about it forward and make sure that they drive results for the players. And this is one that the NFL, in my opinion, they're going to lose. You're going to have a whole group of second-round picks sitting out. You know the owners are trying to hold on lockstep right now, but I would, if I'm these second-round players, take one for the team, for the future of this league and yourself, because you will win this battle eventually. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to get worse because then you're going to have a third rounders, the same thing. But hey, man, I'm not opposed to guaranteeing the contract for everybody that's drafted. You want to know why? Because they got drafted. Let it mean something. Let it mean something. If you pick me in the 4th round, I've earned this. But don't draft me in the 4th round and I still got a chance to be cut. I mean, all of that. No, I worked hard for this moment. We're leaving this college money now because the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, I mean, some of these guys can make the same money in college. So, I'm all for it. Stand for something or fall for anything. Get your cash to the players. I'm happy that they're holding out.
You're always pro players, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pro.
So I was about to notice that trend, and that's so. Hey, so that's fine. It really, really is, and he does bring up an interesting point. That collusion thing. It sounds that with Roger Goodell was trying to convince all of the NFL that they need to completely stop all this guaranteed money. Many are calling it the Deshaun Watson rule, because I think we can all agree that that was an absolutely awful contract from Cleveland. And it largely got brushed under the rug. Not a lot of news networks were talking about it. And it's kind of funny how all of these second-round picks are falling into place. So I know from my perspective, I am not thinking that TJ Sanders is going to show up. I don't think that he is going to. He did show up to mandatory minicamp. He did ultimately end up showing up to rookie camp as well. But it's, I don't know. It's a new wrinkle right within the NFL that I think none of us were anticipating. And it's wild. Tony came in. Welcome back. You know why I'm here. I got you, my friend. It's been a while since they gave a Bob slap. It's good to be back, boys. It is good. It is good to be back. I'll tell you what. Last week, I had this question that someone brought to me. And it really bothered me. I was sitting with it for about 20 to 30 minutes, and I couldn't find an answer. I think it's pretty clear right now, all right, that Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry are the best running backs in the NFL, right? Mm. But here's my question to you. Who is the third best running back in the NFL? Who is the third best running back in the NFL? I've seen a couple of lists, and they all vary. Several of them had Jahmyr Gibbs from the Lions, who is an absolute dog, and for the most part ran out of a running back by committee type situation. Several have put Bijan Robinson into the conversation, and some people are still holding on to hope with Christian McCaffrey, although he spent all of last year on the IR, or at least the vast majority of it. I'm going to start off with Richie on this one. Richie, third best running back in the NFL. Who gets the nod?
I'll put a sleeper that's probably not, because he's had a down year from his standards the last few years. Even though you look at his numbers last season, they're pretty elite numbers. I mean,
Dang.
I don't know. Am I about to put him there? Because this is a name that you did not mention, Dan.
Oh.
And you can argue, and he didn't even play the full season. 1,400 plus rushing yards. 11 plus. So I think there's a specific name. He used to be known as one of the best running backs in the league, and his name is Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor is quite regularly slept on, isn't he?
Yeah, he slept on, man. In 14 games,
He's just
he
not a
had
bad
got
team.
1,400 plus yards, 11 rushing touchdowns. I mean, you look at the numbers from a guy like, for example, Bijan Robinson, right? Bijan Robinson played all 17 games, just had the same amount of rushing yards, basically, and 3 more touchdowns, right? You look at Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 games, same amount of rushing yards, more touchdowns. So I don't know. I'm just saying. I think Jonathan Taylor is being slept on. I'm not going to put him at number 3, but I definitely wanted to give him some recognition. I think it is between Gibbs and Robinson, though, for sure. The two young bucks. Got to give some respect to Josh Jacobs, who had a really fantastic season last year. But I'll probably put Bijan Robinson there. I think he's going to break out into like that guy this season.
Going to break out this season. TD, who is the third best running back in the NFL?
Another guy that you didn't mention. It was his first year on a team. It was almost like a swap of running backs. But I got to go with Josh Jacobs. In Green Bay. I like what he did last year. And he left a lot on the table last year. You know, and like I said, when you really look at it, Green Bay had a lot of games where they had to try to come back and things of that nature. They were a solid team, but he elevated their run game to a whole new level this year. And remember, like I said, it was his first year with the team. I think that his second year this year is going to be the breakout year for him. A lot of people sleep on the 15 touchdowns that he had rushing, by the way. 15 rushing touchdowns. The man had 1,300 plus yards. He was over 1,300. But yeah, I got to give it to him. I think, and again, you're going to see some guys with barely better stats, but given the circumstance with Green Bay last year, I think that this year is going to be the one where he puts up over 1,500, maybe leads the way, even though they invested in the pass game. And remember, they didn't have any named receivers. Most teams just came in saying, let's stop the run. Let's stop the run. Who were the receivers in Green Bay last year? Who were their guys? Can you name them? Everybody?
Of course, yeah, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks.
By committee, you know, but
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, they invested in their first 2 picks in the draft for wide receivers, if I'm not mistaken, this year, right?
Yeah.
So
Matthew
Golden first round.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about the
first two,
second.
but
they
got
okay.
2 receivers though.
Third round. They got a receiver in the third round.
Yeah.
So they invested in the position. So now if you put some threats on the outside, it may open up the run even more. And I think he has a really big breakout season. Teams, all they were doing last year against Green Bay was trying to make sure that they shut down the run, and he still had a great season.
I'll add another sleeper that he's not top 3 yet, but coming into this season. And someone said him in the chat, and I got him in fantasy last year, and I was reaping the benefits of it. Not A-Chain. He didn't play last year. Screw him. Bucky Irving.
Irving.
Don't sleep on Bucky Irving rising up the ranks this season. He was fantastic as a rookie. He is a dynamic weapon. He was fantastic. I'm excited to see what he looks like. And I also think we got some rookies going into the season that could be in that top 10 mix, like Ashton Genty, Amari, and Hampton as well.
Let me say this. I love that one, Richie, because the thing about Bucky Irving, like I just brought up Josh Jacobs, right, who had over 300 carries, barely 301, 305, somewhere in there. He had 300 carries for 1,300 yards. Bucky had like 200 carries for like 11 or 1,200 yards. So he was on pace for 1,700 yards if he had the same production. And this year, the Bucs already said they're giving him that production. He's gonna turn up a notch. So that's a good one. That is a great sleeper one, Richie.
That is indeed a great sleeper.
Can I tell you the NFL ranks? I'm on NFL.com of ranking running backs. It just came out last week. This is Maurice Jones-Drew rankings.
Okay.
By the way,
I'll take his.
Where does each team's? I'll just share it so you guys can see it on your screen. NFL running back rankings 1 through 32. Where does each team starter land heading into 2025 season? Okay, so he's got Saquon first. Okay.
Fair.
No debates there. Derrick Henry second, like we said. Who do you think is third?
Gibbs.
Josh Allen.
Jahmyr Gibbs number 3. Josh Jacobs number 4.
Okay.
So he's not slept on, but MJD. Bijan 5. That's pretty low for him. And then you got Kyron Williams, who we didn't even mention.
Oh. Kyron Williams at 6.
Yeah.
I
Jonathan
feel like
Taylor
MJD
7.
just must love him. Okay.
Christian McCaffrey. Aaron Jones. Bucky Irvin 10. Look at that. Now, TD, I want you to predict, where's Devon Achane on this list?
Probably 24th or something like that. If he's even
Worse.
Is he?
Yeah, because he's trash. Maurice Jones-Drew, no, he's trash.
Whatever,
Like,
man.
the guy's one of the worst.
Here you go, Richie. I thought
The
we were
guy's
gonna
ranked like last on this list, and you're trying to tell me this guy's like even sniffing the top 10, bro.
Richie,
Come on, man.
Richie, remember you started the hate. Okay, we were it was all good.
You brought up Devon Achane before, bro.
Yeah, but Devon Achane is one of the best backs in the league.
27th.
The problem is,
Come on, bro. What do you mean he's one of the best?
Stop it, Richie. Stop.
He's not even top 20, bro.
See, even this shows you if he had the 300 carries like everybody else, he would have been what? He would have been 1,360 yards.
I
mean,
left a lot of yards on the table.
And guess what? He also don't turn the ball over. He doesn't fumble the ball. And what was his receptions? I mean, he also caught the ball well. So you'll see this year, Richie. He's the main guy this year. You'll see.
Okay, I'm sure.
What about James Cook? Where was James Cook on that list?
James Cook was, what do you think? Where do you think?
Right under Josh Allen.
12.
11.
11.
Really?
Just out of the top 10.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Just out of the top 10, James Cook, who should be appearing at training camp, which is ideal, but we will keep you up to date on specific no-shows. Now,
where do you think Breece Hall would be on this list?
15?
He's not on it.
What do you think, TD?
Who? Breece Hall?
Yeah, what do you think he'll be on this list?
I don't know. I know he's not a top 15 running back, so it don't matter.
19.
Yeah.
Top 10 this year, though.
Generous. And that's being generous.
19. But
did you see the top? Did you see the top 10 quarterback lists that dropped today? I think we should go over that, Dan. From the NFL
we
executives.
should. Super controversial.
Yeah.
Super controversial, but all the executives are high. Yeah, but so with all the executives are high on them, let's take a look.
You want to look at them? TD, where are you at?
Let's take a look at these top 10 quarterbacks by coaches and executives who have to deal and put together their thoughts.
TD, you there?
He's there. I think he was just getting situated.
So these are the rankings, by the way, of polled NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. They ranked the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL as we lost TD Finstock. So we're seeing number 1 right out of the bat. Patrick Mahomes. Now, I think we should wait for TD to come back here, Dan. But does Patrick Mahomes being number 1, what are your thoughts of it? Because I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I also want TD to be back here for this conversation.
So the thing is that I think that with this list is just based off of his playoff success in the past, which is like super important, right? But I feel like we need to account for the fact that his past 2 regular season numbers have not been the same. Now, whether or not that's offensive scheme or whether or not that was just a shift in identity, like nobody is knocking Patrick Mahomes from like being washed or regressing. I'm very convinced that he is still that guy, but very much like how like we would probably all agree that Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the best all-time quarterbacks that's still playing in the league right now, right, Richie? So we would say out of all of the still active quarterbacks that Aaron Rodgers is the best all time, right? Like we would agree with that.
I would
who's
agree with
active.
that.
But would we put Aaron Rodgers in the top 10 or the top 5 right now currently in today's NFL? Probably not. I think the same thing has to be said about Mahomes. I'm not saying that I need to put Mahomes at 6 or 7 or 4 or 5, but I think 1 is kind of a reach and is kind of just way too hyper-focused on his Super Bowl victories opposed to his actual contribution to the Kansas City Chiefs for the past couple of seasons. I probably wouldn't have put him at 1.
What's your thoughts, TD? Mahomes is ranked number 1 in the executives, coaches, and scouts in the NFL poll.
For their career, who they are as a player, or just
so who they are currently right now. So
like
who
where
they
they're
are
ranked,
currently in the league.
They've ranked NFL's top 10 quarterback for 2025.
Yeah, that's he's not number 1 right now, but they're giving him that because they still have the bias of what he has been in his career. That's why these lists, I hate them because they don't really specify. And even when they specify, they show you the opposite. Mahomes has not played like the best quarterback in the NFL in the last 2 years at all. And it's not even close, in my opinion. So for them to have him number 1, they're still looking at his career and giving him the credit that he's already earned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I disagree.
Oh, you're still putting that 1.
He would be in my top 7 now, but
I still don't think they're, and yes, you can argue the 2 last seasons and all that, but I still think what Patrick Mahomes did last year, if you connect it to a full football season, what a quarterback is about, and obviously we can go the whole debate. It's a team sport. Winning is not a stat, whatever the case may be. But he's a born winner. And what he's been doing the last few years is, to me, I don't see a sign of regression. I don't see anybody doing something that Mahomes can't do in the league. I also haven't seen anybody replicate a season that he's done. So, that's how I look at it. I don't look at any quarterback in the NFL and think, wow, that quarterback has surpassed Mahomes. He's better. Yet. I still look at Patrick Mahomes as the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, but he's not playing the best football in the league.
So,
he's in my eyes, he's adjusted to his team being so good around him, his defense being fantastic around him. He doesn't have to be.
He's not adjusted. His progression has, his production has gone down.
But the wins are still there.
The wins are still
there. Yeah, the winning is still there.
So I empathize with Richie here for a second because I will acknowledge that his weapons on offense haven't been ideal for the past 2 years, right? However, so I also attach that to Josh Allen, who has also not had the best weapons for the past 2 years, right? But he's still going out and putting up some pretty crazy numbers behind it. And I will say that he has had a stellar defense led by Spags for the past couple of seasons that has helped him out as well. I'm not taking anything away from Patrick Mahomes, right? Trust me, so I still have fear within that quarterback. He's still one of the greats already. But I'd probably have to agree with TD right here. 1 year of having a down year is one thing, but when you have 2 back-to-back years where you're just not looking the same, I think that's when we can kind of say, maybe that number 1 spot is not always cemented. And trust me, y'all know how much I love shitting on Lamar and love shitting on Joe Burrow. Right now, I honestly think that Lamar, Burrow, and Josh Allen are above him as far as where with this league is right now.
I still don't think any of those 3 quarterbacks you mentioned has done enough in this league to get him over that ranking, even to this present moment.
Oh yeah, if we're gonna talk about career, then no.
But heading into a season,
career, we're talking.
I'm not talking about career.
Yeah, but we're talking right now.
I'm still talking about right now. Everything that's happened in the past connects to who they are as a human being and a player today.
No. Heading into the season, I'll take Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes any day of the week, and that makes me puke to say it.
Josh Allen has not done any. Wow.
Heading into the season, here's why, Richie.
Josh Allen still has not done anything to me that's on the same level as Patrick Mahomes in this league. I'm sorry. What has Josh Allen done besides flood stats?
Why are you forcing my hand to defend Josh Allen?
Defend Josh Allen if you want. I don't care.
Look, I have TD doing my dirty work here.
I don't care.
That is crazy to me because Patrick Mahomes, although he is still playing at a high level and efficient, Patrick Mahomes used to do things that carried his team. Now he's playing his role and doing his job well. Josh Allen is the team. Josh Allen is carrying his team
because he has.
And here's my here's the deal though, Richie. If Josh Allen did what he did last year, 4 years in a row, you might even change your thought process on that. The problem is Mahomes hadn't been in that situation, neither has Josh. But now Josh is, and he's holding down his end of the bargain.
What are you talking about, bro? What was the narrative about Patrick Mahomes when they got rid of Tyreek Hill? He's never going to be the same. He goes out and wins a ring.
Defense became the top.
That's the thing. People like you, they just like to give credit to everybody but Mahomes, and I'm just not that guy. I'm looking at the eye test. Look at the stats. You can look at the numbers. I'm looking at the eye test. There's still nobody in the league has done clutch performances late in the fourth quarter, which I value more than having a better completion percentage. Like, are you a winner? Can you go out there and go make the play late in the fourth quarter?
So first off, one thing I will say.
My point is completion percentage means nothing to me in this.
So when it comes into fourth quarter comebacks and game-winning drives, Josh and Patrick Mahomes are about the same, with the give or take of about 1 to 2 games. So very close in those clutch stats, like by itself.
I know that's tightened up, but my point is
but
I just
Mahomes, like there's still like to me like I need to see Josh Allen or Lamar or Joe Burrow. Like Joe Burrow even has a chance to do it. Like I value, and this is just my opinion, if you're going into a season, like I know who Patrick Mahomes is from a legacy standpoint in terms of I trust him to go into this season and go to the Super Bowl more than I do any other quarterback.
I'm sorry. I get that, Richie, but we're talking about going into the season. Josh Allen has done more carrying than Patrick Mahomes. I'm
carried where, TD? Where is Josh Allen carried? Where is the Buffalo Bills gone? Am I missing something? Where did he carry him to?
Where? They didn't go to the AFC Championship game.
Okay, where's the Super Bowl appearance though?
Yeah, so one more game, I get it.
You're making it seem like he's carrying him into championship contention. He's not.
But Richie, that is a team accomplishment. That is a team accomplishment, is making it to the Super Bowl. Like that's not like a quarterback.
The point that I'm trying to make here. I think it's a
quarterback thing.
Here's the point that I'm trying to make here. Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, had no razzle-dazzle special to him last year. He still put up numbers. He was one of the highest dink and dunk quarterbacks in the league. But here's why, Richie, you ignore this. And I'm gonna tell you now, there are a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL that would have won 12, 13 games had they had this. The Chiefs held the Ravens to 20 points. Bengals 25. Falcons 17. Chargers 10. Saints 13. 49ers 18, Raiders 20, Bucks 24, Broncos 14. I mean, do you see the trend here? Raiders 17, Browns 7, Chargers 17, Texans 19, Steelers 10, Texans 14. Like the only game, they only got 2 games where they gave something up, and that was the last week when their starters didn't play. They gave up 38, and against Buffalo, they gave up 30 in another game against Josh Allen. So his defense, Richie, they don't have many games giving up more than 20 points. Justin Fields will win 10 games this year. The defense can hold their people under 20.
Yeah, dude, for sure. So imagine if the Saints.
Okay, but my point is, if you're going to bring that up to like a random schmo quarterback, cool. But this is not no random schmo. We're talking about a multi-time Super Bowl champion, multi-time MVP.
Yes,
so one season of those metrics is not going to like all of a sudden, all right, he's not number 1 anymore because his defense is fantastic. I mean, what? We're going to just fault him as a quarterback because his defense is elite? That makes no sense to me.
I guess the best way for me
like
to
that does
explain
not
it,
make sense. If that was Justin Fields and say he put up those numbers and say you use Fields as the example, the Jets defense hypothetically is top 3 this year and the Jets win 11 games, but Fields' numbers are still just average. I'm not going to say Fields is the best quarterback in the league. It's Patrick Mahomes we're talking about. I'm not just looking at last season. It's who he is and what he's proven in this league heading into this year, still in the prime of his career.
Here's what I'm saying, Richie. If Josh Allen was lining up under center for the Chiefs, they might have beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Dude. Hey,
If Josh Allen was lining up behind center in that Super Bowl versus the Eagles, they might have actually won it with that defense.
I love how the only way you like to prove your points is crazy hypotheticals. You ever notice that about you?
That's not what I'm
you
saying.
do like crazy,
the point that I'm making
if this happens,
the point that I'm
we'll
making
never know.
there
It doesn't prove anything by saying that.
The point that I'm making there is
pure hypothetical.
Mahomes, his team allowed him to not have to work too hard to prove anything. In the season, Josh Allen had to prove it. Going into the season right now, I'm going with the hot hand. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. So one thing I'll probably add to that is that for certain occasions when his team needed Patrick Mahomes, he stepped up. But as far as consistency, like consistently playing good football,
I disagree.
Lamar and Joe Burrow and Josh Allen played more consistent good football.
Didi, who's your number one ranking? If you had to rank them, who's your number one then?
Now? Josh?
Well, for me, it's
I know you're Dan.
No, going into the season is Josh because he did more with less.
Wow, Didi, I want you to be consistent, bro, because you're such a flip flopper, bro. You're so flip flopping, bro.
Before I let y'all leave this point,
you're such a flip flopper. It's ridiculous.
I gotta call Dan out, and then I'll get to your accusation of flip flop. When Patrick Mahomes' team needed him the most, he actually didn't show up. They didn't need him in those 12 wins, giving up less than 20 points. They didn't need him then. When they needed him was against Buffalo, and he got beat. When they needed him was in the Super Bowl against the Eagles, and he got beat. When they needed him, he actually didn't show up for his team. And then go look at those games, how he performed. How did he perform in the Super Bowl? He did not show up for his team. So this notion, but when his team need him, you're just looking at the record. His defense did that every week. His defense was crazy every week against these teams and the turnovers and everything they did.
What do you mean by they needed him against Buffalo and he failed? That's false. He didn't fail.
No. I said the only time that they gave up points was against Buffalo, that defense. And you're correct. I'm talking about Philadelphia Eagles. That was the one where they needed him the most.
So like you don't factor in Patrick Mahomes having a successful game in the AFC Championship? Like you don't factor that in and getting him to the Super Bowl and putting up 70% completion percentage, 245 yards, 120 rating.
Nobody's in our secondary, man.
See, this is what I mean. There's nothing but like excuses and like, now there's nobody in the secondary.
No. Richie, they scored 32 points. Patrick Mahomes had 1 touchdown, bro.
I said that. Did you not hear me say? I said I just read his stats.
Like you act like he was the main contributor to the 32.
I think we just look at the sport differently. Like I think from your perspective, you have to have a bad team around you and put up video game numbers to be good. In my perspective,
no.
If you're a winner, you don't need to put up video game numbers. He's mastered. He's in year 8 or 7 with this same exact scheme and the same exact team. He's in it to win. He's not in it to flood numbers. I don't look at he had 4 touchdowns instead of 1. Like, how was he? Did he turn the ball over? Did he make the right plays? Did he learn from it? Like, those are things I look. I don't look at like
in the Super Bowl. No. In the Super Bowl, I would have felt so much better with Josh Allen under center in that Super Bowl.
All right, if you want to keep going to hypotheticals, all right.
But you just made the point that he does all this, but he didn't do it when it mattered most.
He's done it in the past when it mattered the most. It's not like he's never had.
But does that not?
He has before. Josh Allen never has. So we're gonna hurt Mahomes because this time he didn't step up. Josh Allen has never, bro. I'm sick of hearing this from you, bro. You're inflating Josh Allen to this place that he's not there yet, dude.
Josh Allen has always. His team hasn't. Josh Allen has always showed up in the games. His team.
One thing I can say is that like with Richie, like he's like putting like these blinders on Josh Allen, right? Because he's saying, oh no, like he's never proven anything, but then like he'll turn around and glaze Lamar for an hour and a half. He'll glaze Joe Burrow for an hour and a half. I don't get it.
I'm not glazing Lamar and Burrow right now.
Show me the big game that Josh Allen played.
Done it. Like you've historically done it.
Show me the big game that Josh Allen played like Mahomes.
I would rank Josh Allen number 2 behind Mahomes, above Lamar. I would rank Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow.
But
right
Richie,
now.
show me the big game where Josh Allen played like Mahomes did in the Super Bowl. Show me a game.
Show me a game that Josh Allen played in the Super Bowl and get back to me.
See, I get it. I like.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about, TD. Like you can't use that as a factor when we don't have any.
Right now.
We don't have any Super Bowl appearances for Josh Allen. Mahomes has 5.
His team has 5.
Okay, he has no say in going to 5. You're right. You're right. Mahomes has 0 say in going to the Super Bowl 5 times. 0.
So how confident are we that Andy Reid wasn't calling plays last year, so he would be in the same position?
I don't know, but I'm not gonna say that. Mahomes is special, and that's
He
what I'm
is
trying
good.
to understand.
He's great. Look.
It's not all or nothing.
So what I
He's
said,
still
TD.
special.
So what I tried to paint the picture for Richie right before we got into this conversation, I said, look, so I think that we can all agree based off of currently active quarterbacks that Aaron Rodgers is the best all-time active, right? And he said, yeah, I'd probably agree. I'm like, would we put Aaron Rodgers top 10? He said, no. That's how I said. I said, Pat Mahomes.
Aaron Rodgers ain't the best all time right now.
So we would say, all right, well then, so we'll say Patrick Mahomes is probably the best all-time active.
Yeah, he is.
Right now. He's probably the best
Mahomes
right now.
Is better
active.
than Aaron Rodgers, legacy-wise?
Yeah. I mean, he's already passed all his feats, right? Except, how many MVPs?
Has more MVPs.
But I mean, overall, he's already passed him.
No, he doesn't actually. Rodgers has 4 MVPs.
Yeah.
He has 4 and Pat has 3.
He passed him. He passed him to me.
Yeah.
At this age, having 3.
Yeah. But hey, look,
but he's still not the best quarterback.
So we still appreciate what Mahomes has done. He's a great quarterback. He's going to go down as one of the greats. But it's funny because like, oh yeah, how did y'all feel about that? So that one radio host from Kansas City ripped Patrick Mahomes apart last week. Y'all see that?
No.
Well,
so he basically came on and so he was making comments on his physique. And he said, here, I'll go on ahead and I'll actually pull this up. Patrick Mahomes. Okay. So dude went in on him. Went absolutely in on him. Let me see. So radio's host name was Kevin Keitzman. Said he's fat and he's an embarrassment. Stop the fast food. Do a sit-up. Do something. I don't understand it. You can't just run through your NFL career eating Taco Bell all the time and door dashing fried chicken. And you've got $500 million contract. It's your job. He's done nothing but eat and drink this offseason. And rightfully so. A lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans are upset about it.
Who is this? It's a Kansas City Chiefs radio guy?
Yeah.
How does he know what he's
doing? He's
a
Chiefs fan. So, like, he saw some picture of him and his wife on a boat / something like that. Like, something that was going around Kansas City last year was him having a dad bod, quote unquote. But this guy ended up doubling down, and he said, look, I've been in this business quite a bit of times, and I've seen quarterbacks get into their 30s. And when they get into their 30s, that's when they need to be in even better shape than what they were in their 20s if they want a long, sustained career. For example, he put up Ben Roethlisberger, right? Like, he won a Super Bowl right during his, like, early years, but then afterwards, like, once his, like, shape sort of, like, went out of the place, he was, like, nothing ever again. So that's what he's bringing up. Thoughts on this? Should Patrick Mahomes put a bit more sort of, so with the emphasis, so right on his health? TD. It's tough. I know.
I'm not trying to fix nothing that ain't broken.
True.
So at the end of the day, how his regimen and what he does, as long as it's working, that's fine. Now his production is down a little, but no, I don't think that's the same for quarterbacks. Remember, that has no impact on Patrick Mahomes' game. Patrick Mahomes is not a mobile quarterback, people. He's a improvisational quarterback who can get out of tight spots, move, and maybe run a little, but get out of harm's way. It's not like we got to make sure that we differentiate a mobile quarterback from a improvisational quarterback. He's not the guy out there trying to juke you and put speed on like Lamar. He sees a lane, he takes it, gets down, next play. You know, his strength is improvisation, extending a play, not just Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson it, okay? I don't have any problem with his physical stature or, you know, his abilities as a player. I don't think that impacts him at all. And believe it or not, I feel like he's had this frame for a while now. It's just that we don't usually look at this man with his shirt off and stuff like that. So that's Mahomes. Listen, the man know how to throw the football, know how to improvise and make things happen. That's all that matters. That keeps going good. If he starts getting sacked all the time in the pocket, unable to escape or have that improvisational ability, then you start to be concerned of his, you know, motion and range of motion and stuff. But now, no.
And so what are your thoughts, Richie?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's ridiculous. The guy's had this body throughout his whole career, and he's been who he is. I mean, I remember the same as every year we do this. I'm pretty sure this happened last season and 2 seasons ago. It's like every time you see Mahomes' body, you're expecting like peak athletic shape. But no, I mean, like what we're analyzing the dude's body.
Most
like
quarterbacks aren't jacked.
That's what I'm saying. Right? Like, what are we even doing? Like, this guy's obviously doing this for clicks, and that's the reality of it. So I'm not reading into this. He's just an angry dude that expects his quarterback to be 6-pack and just, God forbid, he has like a little sliver of like body fat on his body. I don't know. This is ridiculous that we're even analyzing this dude's body in the first place. Like, what are we even doing? But I will say Mahomes is not a mobile quarterback, but he is a very efficient at running. Like you said, TD, he was graded second in the entire NFL from a rushing grade standpoint. So he's opportunistic. He's not going to have volume. He's not going to run like Lamar, like Jaden Daniels, like designed. But when he runs, he knows how to run. And that's a big part of his game. Like you said, picking up those plays, extending the drives, picking up the first down. Because he had a 91.5 rushing grade, which was second in the entire NFL last year. So if you need a dad bod to be running like that, I mean, I'm fine with it.
That is peak male performance right there.
Well, Justin
folks.
Fields is shredded. So does that mean he's going to be a dog?
You're cooked. Yeah,
he is shredded. No. Maybe he means he's going to suck. We need a dad bod.
Yeah, you're screwed, man. Yo, dude, someone start funneling that, man. Some junk food.
Let's get some super chats, though.
Pescatarian.
We got 3 super chats from Lino we got to get to, which are all at me. I wish they did a top 15 so we can show Justin Fields ain't close on there. Now, I never said he'd be in there. I just said if Justin Fields breaks out this year, maybe he'll be in that conversation at the end of the season, Lino TV. Nice try. Eye test. Richie, you wear glasses? Nah, just messing with fam. P.S. Stop hating on Josh Allen. These glasses are blue light glasses. I have really good vision. It's just to protect from the screens. And how am I hating on Josh Allen? Like, I think me putting so let me just ask Bills fans this question. Me putting Josh Allen number 2 is hating?
No. It's
me
not.
Putting Patrick Mahomes number 2, is that hating?
You put him number 1, which is honestly wild.
Patrick Mahomes?
And honestly, for the people that like are afraid to give Mahomes his props, like I don't care to go against the norm. I don't care that 95% of the chat disagrees with me, obviously, because I'm still saying if I cared what you guys thought, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. Josh Allen is the best.
He's standing on
what
business.
Are we doing?
Josh Allen better right now.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what, man? It's great discussion because the NFL season is that much closer, folks. In just 2 weeks, we finally end up getting our first taste of the Hall of Fame game. Practices start on the 23rd, which is going to be absolutely incredible, man. We are going to be unpacking all of it on this show right now. And as you guys know, our goal is to make this one of the most popular NFL daily news shows on the internet. So make sure that if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on bell notifications and also hit that thumbs up sign because that is what introduces it to more NFL fans that might be interested in tuning in on our daily conversations. TD, what do you have for the audience before we send them off?
But first off, we're glad to be back. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'm not done. Josh Allen is better than Mahomes. What does Mahomes have that Josh Allen doesn't? Nothing.
Oh,
But Josh Allen got one thing Mahomes don't have, and that's that ability on 4th and short to go get it if he has to keep moving the sticks. Stop, Richie. That's a
Like,
team.
how could you possibly say that
award.
out of your mouth? What
That's
does
a
Josh
team
Allen
award.
have that
That's
Patrick
a
Mahomes
team
doesn't?
The team has that, Richie. Stop
I
that, man.
don't think we could be on a show all season if that's how we look at this sport, bro.
Ah,
This is
Richie.
discredit rings now. All
man.
right, Tom Brady doesn't deserve any credit. He's not the GOAT because he's got rings. It's all the team. It's all Bill Belichick. It was all the defense. Nothing to do with Tom Brady. Nothing to do with Tom Brady. Tom Brady deserves no credit. No credit. Tom Brady is actually, I think, not even the top 10 because it was all Bill Belichick and everything.
Tom Brady was the master of the game of football at the quarterback.
Like, TD, I really hope you're trolling when you say what you just said before, bro. You're just ignoring.
I'm talking about skill on the field, Richie, not the
God.
accolades. That's subjective. They gave Josh Allen
accolades
this year. It's subjective.
And you disagreed with the MVP. And now you're just flipping around. And just all of a sudden you're like, yeah, Josh Allen's the greatest quarterback in the league.
Listen, I don't
Make
even
up your
have
mind,
Mahomes.
bro. Make up your mind.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even have Mahomes number 2 right now. To be quite, he probably 5th on my list right now. Right now, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, then we might can talk.
You have something against them, bro. There's something against Mahomes. I think you're a Tom Brady low-key super fan.
Against Mahomes?
It seems like you do.
Oh my God! All right, Richie, what do you got to say?
All the fans in the league do.
Hey, Richie, what do you got to say to the audience before we set them off
too.
on this beautiful Monday?
We appreciate everybody tuning on in. You're just getting a little taste of what it's going to be like all season, man. Covering all things NFL right here on Roundtable Sports. Do us a solid favor, folks. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 30K subs by the end of the season. That would be sick. If we can gain 10,000 subscribers, that would be massive. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Training camp is here, baby. Let's do it. Peace out, folks.
Peace, guys. Peace.
Mahomes.
Mahomes.